Best Transformer in the world.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Armada SIDESWIPE, and I love this toy. And yes, you heard that right, I love this toy. Originally released in March of 2003, this was a Supercon class figure, what we know now as a deluxe, retailed originally for approximately $10. And SIDESWIPE here is a very infamous figure, one that I have never had. This is one of the figures that I got at TFCon in Orlando, thanks to my good buddy Treebot. He actually got one, and that was my first introduction to this figure. And I just had so much fun with that figure that he went out, bought another one to give to me. So Treebot, thank you so much, because I really do love this toy. This is one of those figures that really falls under the so bad it's good, at least for me. I have had so much fun playing with it. This is really more of a fidget toy, almost like a fidget spinner for me than anything else. The car mode right here is really what I love the most, but we're going to go over the whole thing right here. So the vehicle is approximately 6 inches long, about 2 inches tall. I know that Treebot told me what kind of car this is. This is based on a real car that he actually likes a lot, but I don't remember what that is. So it's a really nice looking car. It's in blue. It's weird that they call him SIDESWIPE, and I always found that weird that he was called SIDESWIPE, because he's not really a sports car. It's a four-door car, and it's blue. It's like, this guy looks nothing. It has no resemblance to the original SIDESWIPE. I always found that odd. But it's a very cool looking car, nicely detailed. You got it's all done in blue, nice bright yellow headlights on the front there, the red turn signals right there, blue bumper with a black grille, silver wheels, nice pin wheels back in the day when vehicles really rolled really nicely. You got some translucent yellow windows in there. You can see the robot head in there, which I think it's cool. I think that's cool. That's something that X-Bron would do in Robots in Disguise in 2000, is the character would be in the vehicle and then the robot head would be next to it. I always thought that was cool. A lot of people call that a negative. I think that's neat. Around the back here, we got the silver spoiler. We got tail lights painted in. It's a good looking car. Now, I want to show this off right now because this is a feature that is just not going to work. So he does have weapon storage right here. The weapons can be stored there and there, but when you activate one of his gimmicks, those are just going to fall out. At least on mine. I don't know if it's because this is clear plastic and it has just, with age, it has gotten loose. But every single time I pop out that feature, the weapon falls off. So I wanted to show you where the storage was. At least on my figure, it doesn't work all that well. You got a gun and a little bit of a bayonet right there. You can plug these in together. That's going to be his weapon for robot mode, so we might as well get that out of the way and set that off to the side. Now, the play features with this, one of the really cool things about this, as you know, the Armada figures all came with minicons. So his minicon is Nightbeat, I think, right? It was Nightbeat that came with him? Yeah, Nightbeat. And something that's really cool is the fact that he can store his minicon in vehicle mode. You can see it right there. There's a little motorcycle. There's a yellow button on the back right there. You plop that off, and there's the minicon right there. I think that's a really cool feature. The fact that the minicon, which is another vehicle, can store inside of this vehicle, and it's got a launching action where you press that button and he just pops right out right there. And this right here has been like a fidget spinner for me. I cannot stop doing this. This guy has resided rent-free at my desk ever since TFCon, and I am constantly playing with this right here. I will not stop. It just popped right off. So that's pretty neat. I think that's cool. And then I think part of the attack feature would be that you do that, you deploy the minicon can jump up here, you press on that Autobot logo on the front right there, and then that pops up. and not quite sure exactly what that's supposed to be. It's some kind of attack mode or something. I don't know. And then the minicon would just roll off. Nightbeat would just roll off that way. I don't know if this is some kind of an attack mode, like a Knight Rider mode or something. You can make something up with that. A battering ram mode, a spring-loaded battering ram, that kind of a thing. You can bring a figure in, and let's bring in Bumblebee here, and you can just kind of punch them that way. So it's fun. It's a cool little spring-loaded gimmick, and not quite sure exactly what it is that it's supposed to do, but it does it, and it's fun. And I found my own fun with that as well. Real quick comparison. Here he is with Legacy Sideswipe, because I don't know where my Armada Sideswipe is. It's buried deep beneath in bins, so we'll just have to get that guy out. But here he is with our Legacy Armada Sideswipe, so you can see what the two of them look like together. Now, getting into transformation, we're going to start with Nightbeat, because while I find a lot of redeeming qualities in Sideswipe here, I'm going to admit Nightbeat does not have any of them. He's a cool little motorcycle. I just said there's no redeeming qualities, and then I follow that up by saying he's a cool little motorcycle. He is a cool little motorcycle. I will give him that. That is a cool, neat little motorcycle. He rolls okay. He falls over. You can kick him, that kind of stuff. However, wait till you see this robot mode. Take the tailpipes right here, bring these down. There's a double hinge here. We're going to extend that all the way. We're going to take the handles and the headlight here. We're going to pop this up, and we're going to rotate this around. Collapse the gas tank and the head. He's got that kind of a mono eye right there, and bring the wheels down. That's your robot mode. These are supposed to be arms. These are functional legs, I suppose, but the head works, I guess. A little mono eye, kind of a cool mono eye. That works for me. The legs work for me. Where are the arms? There's just, what function does this guy serve? What can he do with two wheels for hands? I don't know. This is pointless. There's just no redeeming qualities to this figure, this minicon as a robot. This is pretty freaking awful. So yeah, there's no point in putting this guy in robot mode ever. But he is a cool little motorcycle, and he is obviously also a key for our power-up. What was it called? The power-up gimmicks. They're minicon gimmicks. So leave him in motorcycle mode. Let's work on Sideswipe right here. To transform them, you don't have to, but you're probably better off to just go ahead and deploy those. Just kind of gets them out of the way, and it's going to help with the transformation. So let's go with the doors right here. If yours holds weapons, unlike mine does, go ahead and take the weapons out, or you can do that while you do this. We're going to pop that right there, take the doors, and flip these all the way over. This is going to expose pretty much the top half of the robot. We can collapse these back up again. If they don't pop on you while we're transforming, they probably will. Separate the front of the car as mine is popping up. This is why people say this figure is crap. Rotate these around. Slide the head forward. Bring this down. And then rotate the entire torso down. And that's going to click into place right there. Let's just leave these arms up and out of the way for now. We are going to go ahead and pop that. Separate the entire back half of the car. And then these are going to accordion down to form the legs. There and there. And then reach down here and pop the little feetsies out. And here we have Sideswipe in his robot mode. Here in robot mode, Sideswipe measures approximately 5.5 inches tall. That's not a good robot. It's not a good robot. Here's the thing, though. Honestly, I think this is here. We're gonna have fun with that in a minute. But I think if they would have found a way to like rotate these, if they made a legacy version of this, where these big panels right here, if these were able to like flip back and rotate and sit over these back windows here so that the robot looked like that, I think it would be a more redeemable robot, I think. You know, I think really it's this side cable here is what kills it for most people. But yeah, I mean, he's not a great robot, but I think if those panels were gone, I think it would make this robot a lot better. Now, articulation-wise, let's see. The head does nothing. The shoulders can go forward and backwards all the way around. They got a little bit of a ratchet. They can go in and out a little bit, but only when they're forward. When they're on their side like that, they can only be angled. When you bring the arm forward, you can move the arm in and out some. The elbows are on a ball joint, so you can rotate the forearm and you can bring it up, but not quite a 90. It only bends about that much. Legs can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out. That's it. That's it articulation-wise. That is it. Now, here is where things are going to start to get a little less kid-friendly. Warning, because this is where I just started having a lot of fun with this figure at TFCon. So, let's start with, well, let's show, I don't even know what order to go in. So, because I just kind of came up with my own features for him, starting with this little flap back here. Here's a little flap so you can make his groin talk. It's a little, like I said, this is getting a little less kid-friendly. Feed my pee-pee, Seymour. I am the best transformer in the world. Feed my best transformer in the world.
Yeah. And what is this action called?
This is the pee-pee chomping action. Feed my pee-pee, Seymour. You can make his groin talk. You can also have him, you can stick something through there if you'd like. So he can do that. So, you know, I was running around TFCon, you know, doing that with him at people. So, you know, there was that. And then I was making his groin talk and asking to be fed. That kind of stuff. So there's that. Now, you got these little, I wish there was a better, I like the idea of this. I wish there was a better way to deploy this. But there's a little yellow hook right there. This is part of that feature on the front of the vehicle where the front extends out. This can be used as some sort of a super punch kind of a thing, but you kind of have to just get the little clip and release it yourself. And then he does that punching action. So again, that's pretty cool, I think. I just wish there was a better deployment method for that, but it's effective. No, it's not. You got to do that Kill Bill thing right there, 6-inch punch. Boom. There you go. So that's effective. So that worked. Yeah, I wish there was a better way to deploy that. If there was like a button or something in the back where you could press it and these would punch out like that, I think that would be neat. Now, you've got this other feature. We're going to give him his weapon. And we're going to show off his Minicon feature here. You got the Minicon port back here. You attach the Minicon, and this is just impossible to do. What you're going to do is you're going to push it down. It is impossible to do. And as you push it up and down, his arm goes up and down. And this is supposed to be, I guess, a quick draw, so that you can shoot with him, I guess. That's his quick draw action, I think, is what that's supposed to be. I found my own fun with it.
With arm raising action. You sound like you're constipated. You're talking about these awesome
Teacher's Pets action. I know the answer, Mrs. Teacher. So, you can leave the Minicon back there, I suppose. I don't know if there's really a good way to flip it back, put it back there, or just leave it there. Or you can just put it right back here on the little platform for his vehicle mode. That works too. And now he's got a motorcycle crotch. So there's that too. So the moral of the story here. Oh, let's do some comparisons real quick before we close out on this. I've had a lot of people messaging me. When are you doing your Sideswipe review? After the, let's just say the fun that I had at TFCon with this figure, people have been asking, when are you doing this review? So here it is. Quick comparisons. Here he is one more time with Legacy, or Hot Shot. So you can see what the two of them look like together. And just because he's always here in case the power goes out, here is G1 Optimus Prime, so you can see what the two of them look like together. And since I've been showing him off here during the video, why not? Here he is with Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee, just because he's here. Another fun figure. I've not put this figure up on the shelf or anywhere. He's been here at my desk the entire time. So, moral of the story. This is not a good Transformer. It's not. He's got redeeming qualities. It's almost like they were close. They were on their way to something, and then they just kind of left it unfinished. Again, I think for robot mode, if these panels could flip back and rotate and just sit over these rear windows, that would help this robot mode a lot. It would not be as bad as everyone claims he is. I think that side cable really is what kills it, because that profile is terrible. When you get rid of those, and you have that profile, that's not a terrible robot. We've certainly had much worse. But as it is, yeah, the Minicon is absolutely irredeemable. He's got a cool motorcycle mode, and that's it. The robot mode is atrocious on that thing. There's just don't do anything with that. Yeah, if we could get rid of these panels and then flip this thing up here on his back, I think that would be a cool robot. But yeah, as it is, not the best Transformer toy ever made, but he's a fun toy. Like, I have had so much fun with this figure. Just his little gimmicks, especially in car mode, the little flip out of the motorcycle back here and the extending front part of the vehicle right there. This guy has been living on my desk ever since TFCon, and I've just it's a fidget toy to me. I have not stopped playing with this figure ever since. I've had a lot of fun with it. Treebot, again, thank you so much, because this really has been a very, very fun toy for me, and I'm very grateful that you got this for me. This, in my opinion, is not the worst Transformer toy ever made, or the second Transformer toy ever made. He's redeemable. He has redeemable qualities, and he's a fun toy. And I think there was like 3 or 4 people, after hearing my rant at TFCon, said, you know what, Bert, you kind of got a point. I'm going to go get one. I know Larkin of Larkin's Lair just yesterday in our group chat said he was going to get one because of my ramblings on about this figure. So, Sideswipe, Armada Sideswipe, I recommend. Fun toy. I love this toy, and I think that about does it for Transformers Armada Sideswipe. What do you think of this figure? I'm really curious. Go in the comments, guys. Go nuts. Leave me all the comments. Tell me everything you think about this figure. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe. Share with your friends if you like what you see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.